I feel, are being the biggest points pushed to all of us uninformed ones. We hear, and I'll just tell you what I hear. On the right, it's the border's open and whatever. But I understand Trump did admit to that. So yes, that's a no-no. And as a country, we should be better than that.
Wait, if you'd say that we had an open border right now, would you also say that we had an open border at the end of Trump's term because we have the same amount of daily crossings today as we had then?
I believe in legal crossing. The illegal crossings, listen, it's going to happen. A wall's not going to stop it all. It's not going to be, we could arm the whole wall. You could put guards all over, whatever. There's going to be illegal immigration. And I believe
legal. This is legal and undocumented migrants.
Correct. Now, legal immigration, and I think doesn't undocumented immigration include the ones who are during the waiting process?
So undocumented migration into a country would predominantly be those that enter through illegal means, but it could also include people who enter and then through legal processes such as asylum, right? But also just something to point out here, Trump was incredibly ineffective when it came to the border. You understand the Remain in Mexico policy, his wall, etc. It did jack shit. In fact, his crossings only increased until his fourth year when he implemented Title 42 because of COVID. In fact, he claims that the quote-unquote Trump border clampdown only begun in its fourth year with the inaction of Title 42. So that's just a silly little point there. If I was a conservative and I cared about immigration, Trump wouldn't be my guy. But yeah, is there anything else that you wanted to go over here before I move on to my next guest?
No, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. I appreciate the information, and I wish I had something bad to say to you, but I don't. So good luck with all that stuff, man.
Appreciate you for being receptive, man. Thank you for being respectful. Have a good rest of your day, bro.
You too.
India, thank you so much for the gold mine. I really appreciate you for your love. Let's get some W's for India in the chat. That is so kind of you. We're going to go to get our next guest up in here now. If you're MAGA, let me know in the chat. We're going to go and get our next guest up as we speak, ladies and gentlemen. I'll also try to double tap away to about 500,000 likes here. All right, let's go and get our next guest up in the box literally right now, folks. We are going to get our next guest to load in as we speak. Ladies and gentlemen, do double tap. We're also almost to 1,000 shares here. Phenomenal. What's up, man? How old are you? Okay, he's automatically leaving. Moving on. Let's go and get our next guest up in the box literally right now. Jennifer, I hit you with an invite. But yeah, once again, for everybody tuning in, welcome into the live. We're going to be doing debates all day long. Y'all already know. We have fun here. But let's go and get our next guest up here as we speak. Everybody just be patient while we're loading them up. And if you do want to support me, my Venmo, my PayPal, right, they're all in the bio. It supports me greatly. What's up? How old are you?
Oh, I'm 41.
Okay. Are you connected to Bluetooth? Because I can barely hear you. If you are, just turn your Bluetooth off.
No, I'm not. Can you hear me better now?
You're possibly muffling your microphone. Make sure that nothing's covering the bottom of your phone.
I'm sorry. I think there's something wrong with my phone.
No worries, Rosie. Unfortunately, I have to move on. I do appreciate you for coming up, though. We're going to go to get our next guest up in here literally right now, folks. We're so close to 1,000 shares. Let's get there, y'all. What's up? How old are you?
Yo, 21. How are you?
Doing all right. Are you voting for Trump?
Yes, sir. How about yourself?
Fuck no. Mandy, I appreciate you for the VR goggles. So why are you voting for Trump?
No, why are you... So you don't have to use profanity, right?
Part of my vocabulary.
I do have some questions for you, though.
Well, if you're so critical of my profanity, why aren't you so critical of Trump's?
Why are you not allowing speakers on the side of Trump's side to answer your questions? You'll sit there and start saying, I don't know, thanks for the gifting, guys, and you completely cut them off, right? And my other question is why? What is your thoughts on Camilla saying that she's black and she's really Indian?
Yo, Babs, thank you so much for the galaxy. I really appreciate you for the love. What did you just call her?
I said she is saying that she is black.
No, what did you say her name was?
Indian.
What did you say her name was?
No, I'm asking you a question.
Kanoa? Did you say Kanoa?
No, I said Camilla.
Okay. So kid's a comma, right? So, so she is black. We're going to go ahead and go back to the second grade real quick. Do you know what it means to be biracial?
Biracial. Okay.
Do you know what that means?
Yes.
What does it mean to be biracial, buddy? Let's do a second grade lesson.
What biracial means.
What does it mean? Tell me. I'm literally asking you to tell me what it means to be biracial.
How can you claim that...
Executive, thank you for the galaxy. I appreciate you for the love.
How can you claim that you're black Huh?
Noah, thank you for the
She
subscription as well.
identifies that she's black, bro. So how can she claim that she identifies as black and only as black? And that's what she's saying, that she's only black, right?
Yeah, so if you're biracial, right, you could identify with like both of your races. You could identify with one or the other, right? I don't see the issue here, and that's because she is black, right? You said she isn't black. Why would you say Kamala Harris isn't black? I want to see your reasons for this real quick before I shit on you.
Okay, so
Lindsay, thank you for the $5 on Venmo, and India, thank you for the gym go.
Have you not seen any of her, literally all of her like childhood of her with
Thank
the
you for the
dye,
subscription.
Indian dye, her religion, everything behind that?
Thank you for the
Her
Harris.
literally saying, what does she say? She has some kind of like cooking show, and she's like, "Hey guys, this is kind of the recipe that I've always used in my Indian household."
Yeah, because she has an Indian household and she has a black household. She has both simultaneously. That's what happens when you have a South Asian mother, right, and an Afro-Jamaican father. Right, so
Okay,
she is both
understood.
black and South Asian simultaneously.
Understood.
Right, I don't see right how this is hard to understand. Right, this is
Understood.
literally
Okay,
like a second grader concept. But I have a question for you. If you're saying that she's just saying she's black to appeal to the to appeal to the black voter base now, well, my question to you would be, well, was she running for president when she was in college and went to a historically black university and belonged to a black sorority?
Okay, so no. But
No,
isn't
okay.
it weird? Isn't it weird that she's just using that as like a campaigning?
No, this isn't weird that a black woman is saying that she's a black woman.
No,
In
no,
fact,
no,
she is
she's
not
not.
just using this for
She's
campaigning purposes.
biracial.
This is
She's
just
a
another
biracial.
radical lie from the right. This
No,
is
no,
just
no,
another
she's a
modern
biracial
example of
woman.
racism,
Like
and you're
you
not
said,
even
what
listening
is
to me. You're just
definition
over
of
talking
biracial?
me. I have a
What is
question,
the
sir.
definition of
So how
biracial?
could you get so mad at me, right, when you came up on my live originally, saying that I interrupted my guests, when you've incessantly interrupted me every single time I've opened my
I'm going
mouth?
to do the same thing you did to your guests. Because I want you to know what it feels like.
Okay, so we got a vigilante. We got a vigilante on the line. So guess what? The host has a mute button, right? So the vigilante behaviors ultimately fail here, right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and correct you on this real quick. You're saying that she's not black. She is. You're just Delulu, right? So her father's Afro-Jamaican, right? Black people got to Jamaica the same way they got to America, forcefully through the transatlantic slave trade, right? So she is black, right? Her mother is South Asian, so that would mean she's also Indian. She's both simultaneously. It's kind of crazy how that can work. So, anyways, what's your response to this second grade concept?
You didn't. What do you mean, bro? She's biracial, right? That's what you're claiming. She's biracial. So how can you sit here and say that she's only black? Well, no, she is Indian and black, right?
She isn't only black. I've literally never said that. In fact, I've said the opposite. She's both black and South Asian.
But what?
Shari, thank you for the $5 on Venmo for the biracial history lesson. I know it's hard for some. Thank you for the $5, Shari. I really appreciate you for that.
All right, let's move on to something that's more interracial or more. What am I trying to say here?
Yeah, we can move on to a different point, but before we do, I'd also like, Trish, I appreciate you for the anarts. Before we, one second, buddy, I want to say something. I want to say something real quick before we move on. So just listen real quick. I think it's funny how you said that people on the left say that she's only a black woman. I have never heard anybody on the left say that, but specifically speaking, I have heard so many people on the right, including yourself, say that she's only South Asian. Right? The only people contesting, right, that she's going to be biracial, that she's both going to be black and South Asian simultaneously, are the people on the right that say she isn't black, she's Indian. Point blank, period. Right? And you are one of the people that are engaging in this racist lie. The first thing you said when you came up on the
it's not
live is
racist.
that she's not black, she's
racist.
Indian.
It's not racist. It has nothing to do with racist. Like what? No.
Yeah, so go ahead and defend your statement as not being racist. Earlier you said that she's not black, she's Indian. Go ahead and tell me how that's not racist.
How is it not racist? Okay,
Give us
so
some
it's like me saying you're white and you're not black, right? If you try to claim that you're black right now, and you said, yo, bro, I'm black because I got black in me, and I'm like, okay, my bad, I didn't know that. You look white, right? Is that
So
racist?
I appreciate you for the $5 on Venmo. So that wouldn't be racist as I'm not black. Guess what? Kamala Harris
That's your
is black.
claim. That is your claim. Is that not your claim?
That's not my claim because I'm not black. Kamala Harris is.
Okay, so me saying that someone that is mixed is I'm like, yo, bro, you're black, you're not white.
Your claim was that she wasn't black, she's Indian.
Oh my God.
So do you concede that your claim was belligerently false?
Conversation. All right.
Sure, we could move on as soon as you could concede and say that your claim was belligerently false.
Question I had for you. What is your thoughts on immigration and illegal aliens? What is your thoughts on what Kamala Harris can actually do?
So her name's Kamala. Can you try to pronounce her name right?
Kamala Harris?
Kamala Harris. See, it's not that hard at all.
All right, so answer my question. What are your thoughts on what she's saying that she's willing to do for immigration and illegal aliens?
Yeah, what is she saying that she's willing to do specifically that I could give you my thoughts on?
I just asked you specifically. I'm asking you, what is her bill or plan to help everyone out in the United States so we have less immigration and illegal aliens crossing the border?
Oh, yeah. So she wants to fund, like courts at the southern border with an extra $2 billion. Norma, thank you so much for the $50 on Venmo for dealing with second grade dropouts. And Marie, thank you for the $20 on PayPal. Let's get some W's for Norma and some W's for Marie in the chat. I really appreciate the both of you guys so much. Massive W's for Norma, massive W's for Marie. That is so kind of you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Massive W's for Norma, massive W's for Marie. That is so incredibly kind of you guys. So would you say that we currently have like an open border?
100%.
Okay, would you say that we also had an open border at the end of Trump's term, as we have the same amount of daily crossings now as we had then?
No.
Okay, how could it be the case that we have an open border now, but we didn't have an open border then with the same amount of daily crossings?
Where's your facts on this?
Yeah, so these are going to be coming straight from the census of and border statistics, right? And we could actually reference this from the graph behind Trump when he got shot in the ear. If you look at it, you'll look at a peak before the quote-unquote Trump clapdown, and then once again in January of 2021, and you'll see the same amount of daily crossings we have now resignating in between about 2,300 and 2,500.
Okay, now you're saying at the end of Trump's term, right? So at what time period are you saying? Are you saying in
January of 2021.
January 2021. Okay, and then when did Trump get elected?
January of 2017.
2017, and when exactly did his term end?
January of 2021.
Okay, January 2021, right? Give me
this is before Biden and Harris assumed
he left office. Give me like January what? 1st, January 2nd,
20th.
20th. Okay, and then when did Biden join? So it's January 20th is whenever Biden was elected, right?
January 20th. Yep.
Okay, awesome. So you're telling me right there between when Biden was elected, because you're telling me this is public, right? You're telling me Biden didn't have any control before then, right?
Yep.
Okay. So why during the entire 4 years, though, there was not that many crossings during Trump's
also false. We actually saw crossings.
There's actually way less. It was probably I don't know, 40% less than what it is now, right?
So there's a difference between the claim that there was less crossings under Trump's administration than Biden and Harris's administration, and the claim that there wasn't that many crossings. So your claim that there wasn't that many crossings is false. We actually saw that Trump was incredibly ineffective when it came to the border. The Remain in Mexico policy didn't work, the wall didn't work, and crossings only increased every single year under his presidency until he enacted Title 42 because of COVID. And the reason that we'd see more crossings under the Biden and Harris administration is for two predominant reasons. The first reason is think of the border like a river and think of Title 42 like a dam. When that was lifted, water gushed through the river, right? Crossings soared. And then for the second reason, that Trump shot down phenomenal bipartisan border legislation that would have ended the crisis 2 years ago because he didn't want to give the Democrats a win. Another example of him placing himself above the country. He doesn't really care about us. He doesn't really care about the country. He only really cares about himself and will serve as a benefit to himself. Mike, thank you for the money gun.
So all you did was voice your opinion during that entire claim.
So actually, no, that's not an opinion.
No, you did. You definitely voiced your entire opinion during that entire claim, saying that.
No, I could give sources for what I said. Would you like them?
Semi opinions and inside of facts. And that doesn't even make sense because you're just basically putting your opinion inside of something that's not even true at the end of the day.
Yeah, so I can give you my sources for that.
No,
right?
your sources are insane, dude. Because how can you remember all of this? No one can physically remember all of this. You literally are reading a
guess I
script
can.
right now, or you
I'm
have
not
someone
reading a
telling you. Okay, so what are you doing then? You can't tell me that you remember all of this. Bro. You can't. You cannot physically sit here and say, "Yo, bro, I've done so much research that I know for 100% fact." I'm sitting here spitting 80%, 40%. That's exactly all your claims. You're sitting here spitting. So take
You know, this is kind of like telling like a natural bodybuilder that he's on steroids. Like the intention of this statement is like ill-willed, but it's well received as a compliment.
Okay. Understood. Well, good luck. Here's the thing, man. You honestly need to do better research.
Me? Weren't you just complimenting how educated I was 10 seconds ago? Really? Nina, thank you for the $5 on Venmo for my quote-unquote insane sources. I appreciate you for the love.
Your opinion on everything that you're trying to say.
Okay, I'm gonna just point out the
I just don't understand
here.
So
Yeah.
good luck on your adventure in life.
Do you mind if I talk real quick? Wait, don't leave yet. Don't run. You could run after one more question. I just want to point out the Dunning-Kruger effect live. So you're telling me I need better resources. Name one policy Trump influenced to get passed that you agreed with while he was president.
Say that again? You cut out.
Telling me I need to do more research. I'm going to point out the Dunning-Kruger effect here. Name one policy Trump influenced to get passed while he was president that you agreed with. Dunning-Kruger effect pointed out. He's running. All right. We're going to move on to our next guest. Glad we could point that out real quick. Phenomenal.
You agree with the border policy? You don't agree with any of that you put in effect?
Yeah, what border policy did Trump influence to get passed?
You said it. You said it. Title. What was it? Title what? Tell me the title. You know.
Okay. All right. I've proven my point.
You said it yourself that he put that in effect in 2020, right?
Adrian, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. Prove my point. Can't name a policy. He could like half name one that I said 3 times already. So kind of good for him. But yeah, Dunning-Kruger effect live on air. What's up? How old are you?
Hey, I'm 35.
You voted for Trump?
I am.
All right. Why are you doing that, man?
I'm a big advocate for the police.
Oh, then why would you be voting for Trump? Trump said that he wants to pardon the quote-unquote the true patriots that have been quote-unquote mistreated, right, that raided the Capitol on January 6th from violent convictions of ripping cops' eyeballs out, breaking their spines, breaking their legs, right? And secondly, this man denies, right, the civil justice system, the criminal justice system. He says that all the attacks on him, like the 34 felonies or civil court that held him legally accountable for rape, were all like fraudulent, they're false. That decreases the public trust in our criminal justice system, right? So there are 2 big reasons to not vote for Trump if you quote unquote back the blue.
So, he was tried in which county was it in New York?
I don't know the county.
I'm pretty sure it was Manhattan.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
So, and everyone's talking about how, there's no bias. Although the judge was a Democrat, he has.
So even you buy into the
he's given
bullshit
money
big lie propaganda. Even you buy into the bullshit big lie propaganda.
So let me finish.
Like
let me keep going.
The system is corrupt. Got it.
So he's given money to the Democratic Party.
The judge? How much money did the judge give to the Democrat Party?
$15, $10, and another $10 to stop Republicans.
So real. Yeah, really, really huge donor, right? Anyway, so who rules on a defendant's guilt? The judge or the jury?
So I'm not finished yet. Manhattan County, during the election, the last election, 86.7% voted for Biden and only 12.3% voted for Trump.
I have a question. What percentage of a jury has to agree to like convict a defendant?
100%.
Including the 3 Trump supporters on that criminal jury, right? Crazy. Yeah. Second of all, what were his felonies for? Do you know?
Oh, there was so many.
No, they were 34 counts of the same charge. Do you know what that charge was? No clue, but you don't think it happened. Yeah, you've bought into his narrative that our criminal justice system is corrupt, it's unreliable, and it doesn't do its job correctly. How is this backing the blue?
What's that?
You buy into the false narrative that he's perpetuated, right, over the course of the last couple of years, since 2020 actually, that our criminal justice system is so unreliable, it's so bad, it doesn't achieve anything. How does this back the blue?
The police and the lawyers and stuff, they don't always get along. I'm back. What I say is I back the police.
Okay. Trump doesn't. I mean, he said he wants to pardon the people that were violently convicted.
No, he said he wants to retrain police. He wants to put money into retraining them, giving them different ways for them to handle different situations. That's what he wants to do.
I would like to finish here. So during the National Convention of Black Journalists, right, he told, right, the interviewers that he wanted to pardon some of the people that were criminally convicted of, like, violent acts against police officers, right, on January 6th. So on January 6th, over 140 police officers were severely wounded. Some lost their after it because of how atrocious the acts were on said day. Trump says that the people that committed those actions have been grossly mistreated by the media, and he wants to pardon them. How is that back in the blue, sir? Andrea, thank you for the $7 and the 77 cents on Venmo. Thank you so much for the love, Andrea. Massive W's for Andrea in the chat. Thank you.
So you're pulling that for that. That's one time that has happened.
Oh, that's one time when he actually launched an attack on the blue, right?
When else has he ever been against the police?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we could kind of group the police and the criminal justice system as a whole, because when you decrease the public's trust in the criminal justice system, you, by virtue of that, decrease the public's trust in the people that enforce the criminal justice system. And who are the people that enforce the criminal justice system? The police, right? He's been doing this, right, since 2020, when he denied the outcomes of the election, right, and then told us all that the 63 courts that told him he was wrong, that the election wasn't sufficiently rigged to be overthrown, were all incorrect. It was all corrupt. This did the same thing with the civil court that held him accountable for rape, did the same thing with the criminal court that held him accountable for the 34 felonies, and he literally wants to defund the FBI. And then another thing that we could say here is he tried to stage a coup to overthrow our federal government. Nobody that is a true patriot, backs the blue, backs our criminal justice system, would ever do such a thing.
All right. And then I also had a question about your last person. You were talking about the border and how there was more under Trump's.
No, not in the totality of the term. You probably misheard me. What I said is there was the same level or more border crossings during January of 2021 than we'd have right now after Biden's executive order signed into law. But yeah, go ahead and ask your question about that. But then I want to ask you a question. But
what I'm seeing, the worst year was in 2023. It increased over 40% since 2021.
Yeah, so you're going to be referencing the totality of the terms, right? I was referencing after Biden's executive order on the border and in January of 2021 at the end of Trump's term. So I'm glad we could clear that up. But my question,
Trump's term, what was going on at the end of Trump's term?
I mean, obviously the best answer would be COVID.
That would be correct. So is he more
concerned? What was going on during the first 2 years of Biden's?
Or is the first 2 years of Biden's?
Daniel, I appreciate you for that. A mustache.
At the end of the first 2 years, there was a 40% increase. So,
wait, what caused that 40% increase? Do you know?
It's not saying it right here.
Title 42 being revoked because there's no longer a declared public health emergency, right? It had to be revoked by law. And of course, that's going to cause a massive influx in border crossings because you could think of the border like a river and Title 42 like a dam. You remove the dam from a river or Title 42 from the border, and crossings significantly increase from all of the people that were backlogged and denied entry over the course of the last 3 years. I have a question for you, though, since you back the blue and whatnot. Why are you voting for a rapist?
Why am I voting for a rapist?
If you back the blue, if that's a pressing issue here, why the hell are you voting for a rapist?
I just think I like his policies more.
Jesus Christ, really? Name one policy Trump influenced to get passed while he was president that you liked.
That he passed?
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
You like his policies more, ignore the grape, but you don't know his policies? What are we doing? What the hell are we doing?
Well, when you're a president, there's lots of things that you get passed.
If you can't name one. I mean, listen. I think in this election, we're faced with a very obvious decision, right? It is literally, right, the prosecutor versus the rapist felon that tried to rig an election by staging a coup against our federal government, which was the biggest internal attack on our federal government since the Civil War. Point blank period, it is that simple, right? We have the public servant versus the self-interested, deranged lunatic.
The politician who said by the swipe of
Sorry, I
her
appreciate
pen,
you for the VR goggles.
that said by the swipe of her pen, she can basically make your life hell. And then after you go through it, she'll just dismiss the charges.
Is this a quote from Harris?
Yes.
Okay, could you give me a source for that?
Yeah. Let me find it real quick.
Mama Hell, I appreciate you for the cap.
It was literally on TV. Like they played it.
Yeah, I would love for you to give me a source on that, because I'm not saying that like this didn't happen. I just never heard about it, so I'd like a source for your claim. While he's looking for that evidence, folks, make sure to double tap away on that phone screen. We're so close to 500,000 likes here, and if you want to support me, my Venmo, my PayPal, they are on the bio, folks. Best way to support me, 110%. I get 100% of the proceeds on those platforms, and it means the world to me. It allows me to continue to come on here every single day and have these phenomenal debates. I wasn't on any reputable news. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting on a source for this, but we'll see. Well, he's looking for a source. We're going to go ahead and pull up our next guest. So let's go and get our next guest up here while he was looking for that source, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody,
Okay,
just
so-
give us 1 minute.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So if you go on YouTube and type in "I can destroy your life with a swipe of my pen," watch the video.
Yeah, sure. Let's do it. I can destroy your life with a swipe of the pen, Harris. All right, guys. In the meantime, make sure that we're double tapping. Jeez.
Here are 3 reasons why you should use code
All right, we're going to play this for everybody.
Before I get to number 1, you should know there's like
I learned, I think I was, 22 when I started that work. I learned that with the swipe of my pen, I could charge someone with the lowest level offense. And because of the swipe of my pen, that person could be arrested. They could sit in jail for at least 48 hours. They could lose time from work, and their family maybe lose their job. They'd have to come out of their own pocket to help hire a lawyer. They'd lose standing in their community. All because of the swipe of my pen. Weeks later, I could dismiss the charges, but their life would forever be changed. So I learned at a very young age the power.
Yeah, nothing she said that was wrong. Based upon her emotion in the clip, I'd go ahead and assume that this was in the context that therefore we all need to be responsible, right, etc. Like she's just recognizing the power and responsibility she has. If you could provide additional context for that clip, that would like indicate that this was like some tyrannical, like power-driven move of her just wanting to like destroy people's lives instead of just taking the responsibility of being a prosecutor seriously. You'd have a great argument, not gonna lie. Like, I could see how, given negative context, that'd make her look insane. But, like, given the fact that that didn't sound malicious at all, and she's just recognizing the power of the position that she holds and the responsibility that it comes alongside it, I wouldn't say that's negative at all. We should all do that. I recognize with one lie of my mouth, I could convince 5,000 people of, a distorted version of reality. And, that didn't have malicious intent behind it. But it looks like Law's in the queue. Maybe he knows a little bit about this. What's up, Law?
Yeah, how's it going? Yeah, so this was a quote that she had said in reference to the immense power that prosecutors have and how that power has to be used responsibly. It is not an advocation that this is like something that she enjoys doing or is looking to abuse.
See, I mean, you can take it how you want to, but from what a lot of people are saying and through like what she's done in California, she's done that quite a bit.
Such as when?
1 second, I have a couple of Venmos to shout out here. Marie, thank you so much for the $20 on PayPal. I really appreciate you for that love, Marie. Let's get some W's in the chat for Marie. And Megan with the $20 and the 24 cents on Venmo saying for changing my mind to vote for Kamala, for getting me on the right side of history. Dude, you're awesome, Megan. Let's get some massive, massive, massive W's for Megan in the chat. Thank you so much for the love on Venmo, and thank you for changing your mind. Same thing with Cynthia. Thank you for the $20 on Venmo, and Colleen with the $10 on Venmo. W's for Colleen, Cynthia, Megan, and Marie. Thank you guys so much. But go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. I'm really interested in your response to this, Lord.
Okay. Well, sorry, I was sidetracked. What was the question?
You said there were a lot of instances of her doing this as Attorney General, or I'm not sure what position you were referring to.
So, another one of those viral things that went around was when she was talking about locking up people in California for.
Sorry, you were starting to say the name of a drug. I am sorry, I cut your conversation off short there. We saved that. I'm so sorry, Law.
Yeah, I'll comment on it though, related to those prosecutions. While she was Attorney General, there were 1,900 people who were charged with those offenses. There were less than 270 that were actually incarcerated, and all but 42 of those were for trafficking. The other 42 of them were for probation violations. So they were using product in violation of their terms of probation. So there's no evidence of any systemic locking up people merely for personal use.
Cool. Yeah. Awesome. I'm gonna remember that. Thank you, Law, and thank you for the subscription as well. No Name and Denny. Thank you for the marvelous. What's up, new guest? How old are you? Also, Law, feel free to hang out if you want to drop.
Yeah, I've got a little time.
Cool. Ordained. What's up? How old are you?
36.
Are you voting for Trump?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And why the hell would you be doing that?
Well, let me say it like this. Honestly, probably not, because I believe that all politicians are bent some way, to be honest with you. So I'm not actually.
All right, appreciate you for coming in, man. We are just looking to debate people who are voting for Trump. I was looking forward to that conversation, though. I saw your bio, an instructor on 2A. Might have been fruitful. Unfortunate. Moving on to our next guest. Let's go ahead and see what our next guest has to say, guys. If you're MAGA and you want to come up and debate, please hop in the guest request and spam MAGA in the chat. We are going to go ahead and get our next guest up in here right now, y'all.
Robert, thank you very much for the $10. I appreciate it. It will go to good work helping people. Thank you.
Massive W's for Robert. Massive W's for Robert. Doyle, I'm inviting you to come up. You've been in here every day spamming. Please join. What's up, Emily?
I requested. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, how old are you?
18. You're gonna be mad. But I have so much respect for you, and that's all I'm gonna say. I know you're gonna cut me off, but I have so much respect for you.
Emily, thank you for the love. I'm not mad. Let's get some W's in the chat for Emily. I appreciate you for the love. We're going to go and move on to our next guest, though. We do just want to debate Trump supporters, but that's incredibly kind of you. Thank you so much, Emily. What's up, Billy? How old are you?
Yo, what up? I'm 24.
Nice. Are you voting for Trump?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Why?
Well, let's see. Sorry, I was just working.
Are you, like, looking for the reason? You know, so yeah, I don't see it either.
No, just put my work down. I'm moving to a different room. Let's see. Where do we start? Inflation. Immigration.
Let's talk about inflation. Do you think that Biden and Harris caused inflation?
Yeah, certainly.
How did the Biden-Harris administration cause inflation?
Well, inflation, what do they say it's caused by? When the production of something doesn't meet when it's it's the production of money or something like that is greater than the production of goods. So there have been overspending without producing enough to compensate for that.
There's a greater increase in the M2 money supply and more money added to the nation's debt under Trump's presidency in comparison to Biden and Harris's.
Okay. I didn't hear that, but we'll move on. Otherwise, also, what about the cost of goods and rising prices of rent and homes?
That's what the impact
It's similar.
of inflation is. Inflation is like the rate of increase in the cost of goods. So like you just tried to explain to me how the Biden-Harris administration caused inflation, I debunked it, and then you just said, well, what about inflation? Right? That's essentially what you just said there. But I mean, if you want to know what caused inflation, it was a pandemic, right? It wasn't just locally here at home in the U.S., but it was across the world, right? But in fact, the U.S. has had the quickest global response from it. Amy, thank you for the $10 on Venmo, saying that my 14-year-old son says he hopes you run for president someday. Amy, that is the cutest message I've ever received. That is so kind. Tell your 14-year-old son that I love him. W's for Amy and her son in chat.
Dibs on AG.
For real, yeah. You'll be AG 110%. Billy, I have a question for you though. Would you vote for someone that was held civilly liable for sexual abuse insofar as inserting a part of his body into a woman's vagina forcefully without her consent?
Yeah, see, I'm not going to bite on that because I don't really give a shit about all of that.
That's fucking insane. You understand how insane it is to say that you don't really care, right, about a woman getting raped? That doesn't change your vote at the sake of, like, a social attack on women? Because it's platforming a rapist into the highest position of power attainable by a man, right, and just ignoring the fact that he has raped a woman, saying you don't give a shit, would perpetuate more rape against women, right? And it would perpetuate more victims to not speak out about their rape.
Oh, I didn't say I'm cool with it. I didn't say I'm cool with it, but as a voter, there's other things that I'm more concerned about. Look at this.
Don, thank you so much for the $100 on Venmo for making America educated again. That is awesome. Thank you so much for the love, Don. I want to see at least 1,000 W's for Don in the comment section right now for the $100. That is so kind of you. Thank you so much for the $100. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you for the love, Don. Let's get some massive W's down below for Don with the $100. Thank you. Wait, so if Trump was held civilly liable for raping a little girl, would you still not give a shit, or would that give you reason not to vote for him?
Still not going to bite on that. I look at it this way.
Really? Wait, if Trump certainly raped a little girl, would you vote for him?
Look at it this. Well, dude, I don't really give a shit about.
Oh my god! Hey, is that girl in your profile picture your girlfriend?
Moving on.
If Trump raped your girlfriend, would you still vote for him?
I'm only here to talk about politics, not people raping each other. I'm just here to talk politics, my dog.
If Trump raped your girlfriend, would you still vote for him?
Certainly.
What the fuck?
Nah, I'm just playing. I'm playing. Obviously not.
So you wouldn't vote for Trump if he raped your girlfriend. So
no,
why
but
would
this
you
isn't
vote?
relevant to the conversation.
Well, it is, right? Because if